The applause you hear in the background is not for me. That is for Stefan Kantz, who is performing the Haydn Concerto, Haydn Cello Concerto Number 1. And that's what you hear playing in the background. Well, welcome to Once Upon a Pipe. Today I have with me my homemade corncob pipe by my son Wesley there, 2016. This was in, I think, my previous video. And I would like to say thank you to several people who have left comments that were able to watch that video, and they left some comments for me, and I greatly appreciate it. So I want to thank the tobacconist. I want to thank Wildcat Piper. He's a local gentleman here. I had the opportunity to meet him at Schwab's Pipes and Stuff. I'd like to thank Mr. James Hatfield, Mr. Grant Grindle, Smokin' Briar, Aristocob, and you can go to his site at aristocob.com. That's where I've gotten many of my cobs from, by the way. Also Daniel Shore, as well as Briar Boy, Pipehead OR, Harleyman Piper, Hillman Skeletal Piper, Gentleman Jim, and Wisdom Junkie. Thank you so much for taking time to watch that last video, and especially for taking time to comment on that. That's a great encouragement to my son. Well, I have a lot of things here, but really one main thing I want to get to. But I'm gonna first light this up. This is a fine smoking pipe, by the way. In one of my recent emails, I came across an article. I believe it was from smokingpipes.com. I should really check that out. Could have been from pipeandcigars.com. But it was whether or not something is a well-made work of art or something meant to be smoked. Well, I'm going to show you something here. And I especially want to thank Mr. Stan Markham with the Box Stop in Lexington, Kentucky, who made this box for me. And you may not be able to see it. I'm going to have to hold my camera up so that you can get a glimpse of what he did, and then I'll set it back down. Move this up here. This is the box that he made for me. And his business, again, is the Box Stop, Lexington, Kentucky. You can find them located off Lansdowne Drive, or their new store that they have in Palomar. He is the top person for shipping items, especially expensive items that you want to make sure they arrive safely and are packaged well. Mr. Stan Markham with the Box Stop. I want to show you what's inside this box here. All right. I recently came across an eBay find, and this was something that I had intentionally looked for. Normally I go on eBay and I just look up briar pipes or estate pipes, and this time I really wanted a pipe that spoke to Kentucky, and something that had that connection with this bluegrass area. We are known as the horse capital of the world, and so I was specifically looking for a Meerschaum pipe with the horse theme. Well, let me not delay any further. Let me show you what I found. And I got this for what I would call a steal. Here we go. Set this aside over here. A lot going on the table today. It's very hard to film this. All right, here we go. What is this? By the way, Stan made the box. He made the phone. He cut out everything. He did this for me in a super fast time. Um, Seemed like it was just a matter of minutes. This is it. All right, I'm gonna lay it right here. Can you see that? I hope you can get a good idea of that. Unfortunately, set this camera back down. Folks, I don't know who is responsible for this work of art in carving it. Look at this. It is magnificent. I want you to see that detail in here. Now, the question I have is, what do you do with a pipe like this? Do you keep it on a shelf and use it for display purposes? Or is it something that you actually smoke? I remember when I met the famous Meerschaum pipe carver, Mr. Beckler at Schwab's. He carved for me a beautiful horse pipe. And, he said, make sure that you smoke it. When I first saw it, I was scared. I was like, oh, no way, man. This thing is so gorgeous. I'm afraid I'd break it or something would happen to it. And he said, oh, no. You must smoke this pipe. It is a good pipe. But it was also an incredible work of art. I feel likewise about this. So what do? I would definitely like to get your thoughts. Is this something that you smoke? A work of art to be enjoyed and used? Or is it a work of art to keep in pristine condition and add it to your display? Look at that. By the way, any of you out there familiar with Meerschaum pipes and would like to give me a good estimate of what you think this is worth, and to give you an idea of the length, this is 18 inches long. It's 1.5 feet long from here to here. And this does come apart in 3 sections. And it's tight. Oh my goodness. Wonderfully tight, folks. All of these connections are just incredible. So it comes apart here, which I'll set down right here for a moment. By the way, this pipe that Wesley made is so light that even though it hangs way out, you really don't feel it at all. I said 3 sections, and I'm gonna show those to you, but even this part where the stem comes off as well. So here you are. This is the pipe kind of broken down. I don't know if you can see that there. And then it fits together really, really nicely. As I put this together, I want to share something else with you. The other day, I was going through my pipe collection. I was looking for another Meerschaum pipe. I've picked out 5 pipes, one to name for each of my children. I'll give you an example. This Peter Heinrich apple-shaped pipe is called the Wyndham pipe. And it's named after my oldest son, Wyndham. It again is another eBay find. It actually is such an exceptionally well smoking pipe. It is heavy. It's got some weight to it. It actually weighs, I think, more than this Meerschaum pipe. It's a heavy pipe, but gosh, it just feels so good. It's really strong. It's very smooth on the top. A little rust. It's rusticated here. But when I hold it, it's just so solid. And you know, that is the characteristic of my son. He is 13 years old and just an absolutely solid guy. It just possesses qualities of him. So I called it the Wyndham pipe. I've got another pipe here. This is called the Dalton. This is actually a Ben Wade. Very, very, very nice, wonderfully light and well smoking pipe. And when I hold it, especially I hear it and rub it, this is exactly what reminds me of my number 3 child, the Dalton. And so I've got a Wyndham, a Wesley, a Dalton, a Dexter, and I had to find it, but I've got an Eloise pipe. Anyways, in the process of finding the Eloise pipe, I found something called a day timer. You older guys will know and remember the day timer. It went back to 1994, and I remember so well when I looked through there. It had my calendar from my senior year in college. It had my motorcycle trip that I took the summer of 1994, in which I left Nicholasville, Kentucky, and rode out west to Seattle, Washington to visit my uncle. It had the names and numbers of the people I stayed with, how much gas I used, just a wonderful little journal. That was the summer of 94. Then I started my senior year in that fall of 94, and it had my schedule and various goals. Something happened, however, at the spring semester, which began in January of 1995. The journal stopped. My little day timer stopped. And I was wondering, oh man, why did I stop writing there? Then it came to me. It had to do with something called the Palm Pilot. Do you remember the Palm Pilot? Yes, I remember the Palm Pilot, folks. And let me tell you, I was sad when I looked through there and saw that I didn't have any entries after January of 1995, really ending December of 94. I was inspired. I sat down with my kids and we were just looking through the things that I'd written, and I said, you know what? I said, guys, I need to go back old school. Stop keeping so many notes in my phone and go back to the pen and paper, so that someday when I'm gone, you guys can look back through this and you can see just a glimpse, you know, of what we did. That Palm Pilot, it was great technology. I loved it. I loved that thing. Punching things in, it was so cool. Just put it in my pocket, ready to go. Had my schedule and everything in there. But right now, I couldn't tell you where that Palm Pilot is. It's probably been melted down. Who knows? But that journal entry, those journals and those calendars and schedules from 1994, they still exist, and they're up on my dresser right now. So here's what I did. I went to Walmart. This is, by the way, the original day timer that I had back in 1994. And I went to see if they had the inserts. Lo and behold, they did. So what I've started to do is go back and start using this day timer again and plugging in some things. I'm in the process of doing it, but you know, just making little memos and notes. That way we have some type of history. Great item here. So I'm going old school. I'm going to go back to my day timer. I might need a bigger one now with 5 kids. It was very simple when it was just me. But with 5 kids, it gets a little more, I need a little bit more space, which is okay. The other thing I want to show you, I've been taking some time to just clean up some pipes here. And I've got a nice little pipe rack that I've had for years. And I'm not going to tell you what I use to shine these up, at least not yet. I want to make sure that it works well. These are just some pipes that sit right in front here. By the way, none of these pipes, these are all, not all, but mostly eBay finds. All but I think 1 or 2. And so I don't think I have a pipe in there that costs more than $50. Most of them are much less. This group of pipes has not been cleaned yet. And so I am going to clean them. I'm going to pick one to do right now before I close out. I sprayed some stuff on this blue rag. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I will tell you that it contains, as one element, carnauba. So let's get a look at that before it's cleaned up here. See if you can see any difference. Yeah, I'm so thankful for you guys that took time to leave a comment, and for those in the future who will see that video about Wesley presenting me with his homemade corn cob. Thank you so much for doing that. That's encouraging to Wesley. You know, I show that to him, and that just lifts his little spirit so much. See how this thing is going to turn out here. Look at that stem. It's really cleaning up nicely. All my pipes are pretty clean. Hold on, I'll be right back. All my pipes are pretty clean. I will say this, they are clean enough so that if someone walked in, you know, and wanted to use one, they would be able to do so. I got one last cloth that I like to use. Cleaned up pretty good. I'll let you know how well this holds, the shine and everything. Well, this is a lengthy video. Certainly didn't plan on it being this long, but thank you so much for tuning in to Once Upon a Pipe. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, whether it's raining or sun shining where you are. Make it a great weekend, and to close with a small little quote from a dear brother in Christ who passed on a week ago, who left an incredible legacy behind. Brother Jay Dargan, may he rest in peace. But he would always close many of his conversations with people when he was one-on-one by saying, "Be a blessing to someone today." And my friends, I hope that you will indeed be a blessing. Thank you for watching Once Upon a Pipe.